Welcome to Spacehouse Design. Hi, I'm Ben Cheney, creator of Spacehouse Design, my personal sustainable design brand. I'm a UK-based Part 2 architectural designer with a passion for creating vibrant spaces and objects where people and nature can coexist. This video is about the challenges that I created Spacehouse to respond to. As a species, we face one of the greatest threats to our existence: man-made climate change. The Intercontinental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns us that without changing course, our planet could face warming temperatures of more than 5 degrees Celsius before the end of the century. This might sound far away, but this is the world that we'll be leaving to our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. Currently, there are many issues created by the design and construction industry and the built environment that contribute up to 50% of global greenhouse gas emissions. These emissions come from a variety of different practices, such as the use of unsustainable materials, like concrete, which produces greenhouse gases as it cures, plastics, which are petrochemical-based products, and steel, which uses coal during the carbonation process, and all of which depend on industrial-scale mining, which tears up the landscape. We also have to change our energy, which relies heavily on natural gas and an electricity mix that contains unsustainable and greenhouse gas producing fossil fuel sources. We have to solve the challenges of old and new building stock, which are far too cold in the winter months and far too hot during the summer. We have to stop creating man-made environments full of asphalt, concrete, and barriers that leave no space for nature to grow or move. And lastly, we have to stop producing buildings and components that are designed to only last for 30 years, and that when demolished create massive reserves of waste only fit for landfill. That's no way to leave a legacy for future generations. Many new buildings subject us to volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These are toxic chemicals such as formaldehyde, which off-gas from manufactured materials such as adhesives, plastics, paints, and chemical particle boards. These compounds increase the risk of developing serious breathing problems and even different forms of cancer. Nature is more than just a scenic vista. It's essential for our health and well-being, especially in an increasingly digital and disconnected world created by the coronavirus pandemic. As human beings, our body and minds are adapted to being immersed in nature. Studies have shown that when we are, we can be 20% less anxious, less chance of falling into depression, and 15% more productive in our workplaces. And these mental benefits greatly improve our overall quality of life. In addition, nature provides a range of ecosystem services that can provide naturally what we rely on our industrial complex to produce. These include, as just a small example, clean, purified drinking water, improved air quality, sustainable heat and electricity production, reduction of the urban heat island effect, production of high-quality, nutritious foods, sustainable sources of building growing material, and increased land and building value. These challenges may seem daunting, but there are many innovative solutions such as natural materials, integrated landscapes and biodiversity, sustainable energy and passive house construction, and most importantly, the people and the will to help us build a better way. Let's have a test sitting down. Plant-based materials such as structural timber, cork, and hempcrete offer the perfect building solution. They are inherently sustainable as they grow with just water and sunlight. They're also carbon neutral as they store carbon during the photosynthesis process and lock it into the building when assembled. We can provide our own energy through the sun using integrated photovoltaics to provide electricity and batteries for home storage. Heat pumps that are designed to extract the natural heat from the air and from the ground can provide renewable heating, eliminating the costs, risks, and environmental damage of using natural gas in our homes. Creating highly airtight and insulated facades greatly reduces the rate at which heat is lost and gained through the building's envelope. This helps to maintain an ideal interior climate. Mechanical ventilation provides constant fresh air supply and filters that air from dust, pollen, and other allergenic compounds. Building passive can reduce energy demand by more than 80% over conventional construction. We can bring back nature into our lives through our parks, landscapes, and most importantly, our own gardens. We can provide diverse habitats that are aesthetically enriching but ideal for biodiversity, and use our buildings as a home for other species as well as just humans. We can bring down the barriers of walls and roads by providing tunnels, gaps, and spaces for animals to move from patch to patch, creating green corridors through our communities. We need to change how we think about permanence. Everything that we build is temporary. It's only designed and will only last for a certain amount of time. We need to make components reusable or recyclable at the end of their life, and most importantly, to construct buildings so they're easy to dismantle and manage as they are to build new. This way, we can create a closed loop of construction known as the cradle-to-cradle approach. So, that's why we need to take a pause and ask ourselves, what kind of a world do we want to live in? And most importantly, what kind of places do we want to create for tomorrow? I created Spacehouse as a platform to share my own ideas about what the world might look like. Here, you can download any of my projects, products, and writing without restriction. In a sense, it's a digital archive of me. So I hope you find these ideas inspiring. If you have your own ideas, or you're in need of design services for your own project or build, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you for visiting. Have a good day, and as always, stay safe.